Hi Year 10, I just wanted to make a quick video to go through one of the questions on the Venn diagrams and probability sheet. I have tried to write out my steps as clearly as possible, but I've realised that actually it doesn't really make a lot of sense in writing, so I'm going to try to explain it. Before I do that, can I just point out that there was a mistake on the silver question here. I have written it out at the bottom. Well done to Mia for catching this. That bit there that's highlighted should have said 59 people have a brother. The fact that it says have only a brother would imply that this section here, just for the B, the brothers, would be equal to 59, and that doesn't work because when you add up your numbers, they're much higher than 100. Now, if you didn't catch on to that mistake and you got the question wrong or you skipped it, don't worry, it's obviously not your fault. The question was incorrect, but that's just there for those of you that were wondering why the numbers didn't add up to 100. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time going through this question here because it is quite a bit trickier than the questions we've done in the past. Ignore my writing there because I'm going to do it from the start and talk you through it. I'm just going to read through the question first. So I'm told that 40 students are asked if they study geography or history. That means that there are 40 students in total. So the numbers I have in my Venn diagram and in the outside bit should add to 40. If they're any more than 40 or any less than 40, then I've gone wrong. I'm told that 27 students study history. Read that really carefully. It doesn't say they study only history. It says they study history, which means that some of those people will also study geography. So that means that my entire history circle, including the intersection, should add to 27. And then I'm told that 24 students study geography. Again, it doesn't say study only geography. It says they study geography, meaning some of them will study history as well. And then it tells me that 3 students study neither. So because I know that 3 students study neither, I'm going to start there and I'm going to show you a blank Venn diagram. Don't mind the fact that it's not the best. It'll do the job though. I'm just going to do this so that we can still read what's written here. So I'm going to start with the 3 students study neither. I have drawn my Venn diagrams out. I've labeled one as H and one as G. If you've got them the other way around, it really doesn't matter as long as you have labeled them. I'm going to start with the 3 and I'm going to put it somewhere on the outside. Now, normally where we would go from there is we would start with our intersection. Unfortunately, in the question, they haven't told us how many students study both history and geography. So we're going to have to work that out. So what I did from there was I knew that the numbers I put in here, 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 and also here have to add to 40 because there are 40 students in total. Well, I know that there's 3 there. So if I do my 40 take away 3, I'm going to get 37. That must mean that those 3 numbers together have to add to 37. Okay, so just keep that in mind. The students who study only history, the students who study only geography, and the students who study both will add to 37. Now I'm told that there are 27 students who study history and 24 who study geography. So if I add those up, I've got 24 for geography and 27 for history. That gives me a total of 51. That's obviously quite a bit more than 37. It's also quite a bit more than 40, so you might initially think there's a mistake there. There isn't a mistake there. The thing to keep in mind here is when I do my 24 plus my 27, what I'm really doing is I'm adding up all the students who study geography, so these 2 sections, and all the students who study history. So what I'm really doing is I'm doing that, plus that, plus that, plus that again. So in other words, I'm adding that middle section in twice. That's why my number is so high, because I've got that middle section written in twice. Now, luckily, I know that those 3 sections together, that plus that have got to equal 37. I now also know that that plus that plus that plus that again is 51. So that little extra bit that I added on twice accounts for the fact that these 2 numbers aren't the same. So if I do 51, take away 37, I can work out what the extra bit is that I've added on twice, and that will tell me my intersection. So as it happens, 51 take away 37 is 14. That must mean that 14 is my middle section. From there, I can go in and fill out the rest of the Venn diagram. I know that 27 students in total study history, so that plus that has got to be 27. So if I do 27 take away 14, that's going to give me the number that goes in there, which is 13. And I know that 24 students in total study geography. So if I do 24 take away 14, that's going to give me 10. Now, just to be sure, I'm going to add up those 4 numbers and make sure they add up to 40. I'm going to do it on my calculator just because I know I can sometimes make silly mistakes when I'm adding up in my head. So 13 plus 14 plus 10 plus 3 gives me 40. That definitely adds up. And then if I'm still not sure, I can double check the rest of it. So it told me that 27 students study history. Well, I know that those two together add to 27, and 24 study geography. Those two add to 24, and of course 3 study neither. So that's the Venn diagram done. The question then asks to complete the Venn diagram, which I've done, and then what is the probability of selecting a student who studies both history and geography? So both history and geography is the bit in the intersection. So the probability would have to be, I've done it up here, 14 out of 40, which is the total number of students, or you can reduce that down to 7 out of 20. If you really want, you can write that as a percentage, which I believe would be 35%, but you don't have to, you could stop there. So that's it. I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions.